Alright, here we are with another match with Nivmagus Elemental, and apparently Jesus loves me, and I'm gonna win all the dice rolls. So yeah, we'd like to play first. Uh, yep, this hand seems really good. Um, so not much to say other than I'm gonna keep the shit out of this. So threat, backup threat, perfect amount of lands and spells. Of course, there are always ways to draw into a bad hand, as in draw land, 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 land here. Um, which is one of the reasons I like one land keeps so much in this deck. But yeah, hey, so we're going to play against Affinity. Potentially a rough match. He definitely has ways to block us where other people wouldn't. But if we can abyss him really early, he should be in a bit of trouble. So I think thought seizing him here will be quite good. Uh, Yeah, I'm going to thought seize him. He has too many one-of cards that make the rest of his cards better, which is the way that Affinity works. So here's an Arcbound Ravager. Um, there's no cranial plating, but it's good to be able to get rid of this way. So let's get rid of the Arcbound Ravager. I'm going to. I can gut shot. So that's one spell, and I've got two spells, three spells, with the two Phyrexian spells, and then the four spell Ground Rift. So we can keep the Ground Rift. So we can eat the Ground Rift with the Nivmagus on Stormfall, which would make it a 9, 10, an 11, 12 once we've eaten the mutagenic growth. So it's a two-turn clock either way, whether we eat the gut shot or not. So I think we're gonna just use the gut shot on his Volt Scourge, give him one less chance to block, and less chance to gain life. And we're gonna just get a mountain here because our life total is important. And we're going to cast this for 2 life, and we're going to eat it. Oh, stuffed it. Sorry guys, I clicked through. That was a big mistake, but it does happen sometimes in Magic Online. Um, it's a bit frustrating. He should be on, 8 or something. Well, he was on 18, so he should be on 7. Um, and he'll have lots more chances to block now because he's still on a two-turn clock. Um, but let's get him chucking guys under the bus here. I feel like we're in a pretty good position either way, even through that misclick. Okay, Mox Opal. Random in hand. Yeah, so he doesn't win. Knows he can't win, so there we go. Let's draw a card. It would have been a land. It's pretty irrelevant. Once he's throwing one guy under the bus every turn for the Nivmagus Elemental, and the Kiln Fiend's getting through for, well, what would be 4 to 6 damage a turn, it starts to be a pretty brutal clock. Alright, let's go to sideboard. I imagine that you want Pyroclasms a lot here. So every time I play against Affinity, I find myself bringing in anything that can interact positively. Sword of Pact is actually fine because it's a target non-black creature, so there's always targets for it. Dismember's alright. I don't hate Hand Hate here, but we have to drop something basically. I think I'm in favour of taking out Flamekins. We might have to mulligan a bit more, but it should be fine. Uh, hmm. So I might take out all the Thought Seizers. So we could leave Inquisitions. We need to take out 2 more cards either way. So we could leave in Inquisitions because they don't cost us any life, which is relevant here because they're probably the deck with a clock, which is sort of brutal enough for us to actually think about it. Yeah, I think I like this. So we've got 2 Dismembers in still. We're not paying an overly large amount of life. We should only see 1 a game, which is all we should really need to win. Um, we don't need to be dealing with their entire board all the time. Well, time Pyroclasm can be good either way, but yeah. yeah, for example here, because we know we got the Pyroclasm and he doesn't, we're able to leverage that information and run the Kiln Fiend out later and then basically kill him in one go with all this stuff. So no, we're not going to go mulligan here. Of course, all these things involve ignoring the fact that he can interact with us because he basically has a 5-color sideboard available with Glimmer Voids and Mox Opals. So for anything that's particularly high impact. Okay. Wow. We might get a lot of creatures here. It's going to be necessary to kill the Arcbound Ravager. I'm going to gut shot it now. If he goes all in, he goes all in, but I can actually just gut shot in response. Okay, so he's going to go all in, or like partially in at least. Yep. It's a 3/3. No blocks. So we can make it a 6/6, but it's still not big enough to survive the dismember. So we're going to be paying a bunch of life here. Hopefully this works and he doesn't have a Spell Pierce as his last card in hand, because that would be horrible for us, but we have no idea what colors he's playing in this deck. Generally they'll play Galvanic Blast or Spell Pierce, not both, and we don't have any information on the subject right now. Okay, so he gets to put 3 counters on another guy, which would be the Volt Scourge, yep. So we're sort of in a position where we're going to have to do quite a bit of damage to him. Sword of Pact, interestingly enough, cannot kill Volt Scourge at all. Oh, what did I... I stuffed that up, actually. I should have gut shotted in response to the counters going on the Volt Scourge. Oh, you live and learn. So he's going to go to 22 life here. Apostle's Blessing, that's pretty good for us. So what can we do as far as spells are concerned? So we have a Slaughter Pact, we have a Gut Shot. So we can Gut Shot his guy. We can cast 2-3 spells before it's an issue. As to timing. So what we don't want him to do is we don't want him to activate and block with Inkmoth Nexus, which requires us keeping either Slaughter Pact or Gut Shot up. Which I suppose really only becomes an issue when we can kill him, and I don't think we can kill him this turn. So yeah, so we can only cast 3 spells, which is 10 damage, which is a lot, but not quite enough. So I imagine that the correct line here is to just attack and see what he does. We can Gut Shot for mana instead of life to keep ourselves in the game. That's regarding the swing back. Basically, I just stopped this game up when I didn't Gut Shot the Volt Scourge. I'm pretty sure we're dead now, which is on me. Sorry, dudes. So yeah, Blink Moth's a 1/1. And this gives us our best chance, more or less, in that we can Gut Shot that. Alive on very little life, but still alive. Drawing a Blackcleave Cliffs would be perfect here, actually. Actually, no, it's not, because I can't Slaughter Pact the Volt Scourge. Okay, so we're just dead, which is, better than... Okay, so we did have the Blackcleave Cliffs, but yeah. I feel that if we killed the Volt Scourge in response and all he had was a 1/1 Memnite, he was just very dead. It would have taken a while, but we would have got there. Then again, he had the Galvanic Blast, so it would have been an interactive game or a more interactive game. We wouldn't have been as dead as we were, though. But yeah, I screwed the pooch on that one a bit. We don't have a clock, so we're going to mull that. We do have a clock, but we don't have any mana. Um, I'm actually going to mull. Ugh. We're going to 4. Okay. I don't think we're winning this match. It's very possible that our only chance to win this match was last game, given that you do get these games with decks like this, which are reasonably high variance. Sure, Signal Pest. Just get our Blood Grip now. Oh, more action. Well, he'll be doing 3 damage, 4 damage, I think, to us next turn. Because Signal Pests pump each other. Hopefully he doesn't have a Cranial Plating. Really prefer it if he didn't have a Cranial Plating. That's pretty good. Gets a whole lot better if we draw a land. So I think what we're going to do is that we're going to just attack with Kiln Fiend, see what he does, have Dismember up. Okay, so it's the same thing again. I'm just going to take it. Try and draw that land. That might be just as good as the land, having a replacement threat. Yeah. Well, he gets +3/+0 and then dies, but that's cool. Blinkmoth Nexus from him. And there's the land we were looking for. Works out about the same. I think we miss a 1 point of damage or something. I guess we missed actually quite a bit because we would have got pumped by the Pyroclasm successfully. We can kill it, but I really don't want to pay the life. And I don't want to use the Dismember on his turn when we can be using it to kill something and get in damage. Except in that situation. Alright, let's cast this for 2 life, see what's going on in his hand. Apostle's Blessing can actually give you protection from artifacts, which is something that gets overlooked a bit, so we can actually push through this as champion, which most decks can't. Okay, so it's the second Mox Opal, that makes sense. Yeah, cool. So we can get in for. We can actually dismember our own guy, respond to this. Oh no, we can't. It's too much life. So I was thinking we could dismember, respond to the dismember with an Apostle's Blessing, making the dismember fall off, making it a 10x, and then Apostle's Blessing again to get through the Edge Champion. But we end up paying too much life that way, and it doesn't work out for us in the end. So I think what we're just going to do here is we're just going to Apostle's Blessing once for 2 life. Give him protection from artifacts to get through damage, and then hope to draw into something that can win us the game. One of the strengths of Affinity is it doesn't actually pay much life itself. And it seems to be mattering in this game. He's still on 11 life, where in a lot of occasions an equivalent opponent would it not be. Okay, so he's just trying to go in on Edge Champion here, I believe. Yep. And we should just be dead. If he dumps it on the Blinkmoth Nexus instead, We're actually not too bad, but yeah, no, it's just lethal. Nothing we can do about that. Oh well, we definitely misplayed that match, and yeah, I'll be back with another round shortly. And yeah, these are proving quite quick to play, so we're gonna get in as many as we can. Thanks, guys.